Sri Lanka has always been a great performer in T20 World Cups. In fact, the island nation currently owns the record for the highest number of wins and the best win-loss ratio in tournament history. The secret behind this success comes down to the world-class bowlers Sri Lanka has produced from time to time. With the 2021 edition of the tournament drawing ever so close, let's have a look at some of the most memorable bowling performances in T20 World Cups by Sri Lankans. Mendis vs Zimbabwe. Mystery spinner Ajantha Mendis' menacing spell against Zimbabwe, where he dismissed 6 of the opposition batters for just 8 runs, still stands as the best bowling figures in T20 World Cups. Mendis rooted out the Zimbabwe batsman to contribute to a comprehensive victory in the 2012 tournament opener. Incidentally, it was Mendis' return to Sri Lanka's national side, and he celebrated it by achieving the best ever figures in men's T20 internationals, surpassing his own 6 for 16 against Australia in 2011, which was later bettered by Deepak Chahar in 2019. Mendis also bowled 2 maiden overs in his 4-over spell, the first instance of a Sri Lankan bowler bowling 2 maidens in a 2020 international. Matthews vs West Indies. Opposition: West Indies. Occasion: 2009 T20 World Cup semi-final at the Oval. Sri Lanka 158 for 5 after 20 overs. Enter Angelo Matthews. The 22-year-old, who was playing his first ever ICC tournament knockout game, was trusted by Captain Sangakkara to open the bowling, and boy did he deliver. Matthews stunned West Indies with 3 wickets in the opening over to break the back of the chase then and there. His victims were Xavier Marshall, Lendl Simmons and Dwayne Bravo, who were all bowled for ducks.
There's a thing from your country that I'm totally hooked on, and I am not talking about your tea.
Lanka tiles, designed for you, desired by the world.
Malinga vs England. England's defence of their World 2020 title ended with a 19-run defeat against Sri Lanka at Pallekele when Lasith Malinga ripped out the top order with 3 wickets in 4 balls in his first spell to immediately set back a tough chase of 170. He then returned to finish off with 5 for 31. His tournament had been pretty inconsequential until then. He had taken only 3 wickets in 4 matches, but he doubled his tally in the blink of an eye when he was brought on for the 3rd over of the innings, removing Luke Wright, Alex Hales and Johnny Bairstow. Malinga became the 8th bowler to pick up a 5-wicket haul in a 2020 international. This performance was also the best by a Sri Lankan fast bowler in T20 eyes before Malinga himself rewrote history in 2019 against New Zealand with the figures of 5 for just 6 runs. Herath vs New Zealand. In the path to their maiden T20 World Cup title in 2014, Sri Lanka had to play a do-or-die game against New Zealand to progress further in the tournament. But there was one big problem. They were all out for just 119 in the first innings of the virtual quarter-final. After watching his teammates collapse, our hero of the story, Rangana Herath, refused to surrender as he crafted a spell of astounding quality to slam New Zealand into a wall, claiming 5 wickets for 3 runs as Sri Lanka miraculously defended 119. The Kiwis were found dancing all over the place to Herath's spin as he ended up with 5 wickets for just 3 runs, a performance which was named Wisden's Men's T20I Spell of the Decade in 2019. Mali and Kule vs India. 4 World Cup finals, 4 different oppositions, 4 massive heartbreaks. Sri Lanka always had the quality to excel in ICC tournaments, but somehow couldn't find the X-factor to go that extra yard. In their 5th attempt in 7 years, Sri Lanka had their work cut out against the best batting unit in the world in another World Cup final in 2014. But this time, they had a duo who didn't get stuck under pressure, who didn't flinch at the presence of the caliber of Virat Kohli or Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Lasith Malinga and Nuwan Kulasekara nailed yorker after yorker, only conceding 15 runs in the last 3 overs to restrict India to just 130. which Sri Lanka ultimately chased down. What do you think will join this prestigious list of players during the upcoming T20 World Cup in UAE? Let us know in the comments below. Type sports and send to 678 to register. 30 rupees per month. Conditions apply.